All right, so welcome back into our live stream today. Of course, it's kind of our double up for today, Thursday. It's going to be fun because we'll dive into a project I think a lot of you will want to learn a little bit more about, and that, of course, is BNB, Binance. Binance is one of those that has been on the move lately, but mainly because of its utility, and I think a lot of people miss that fact, is that there's a lot of opportunity if you're trading in the Binance ecosystem, especially. We're going to dive in that deep. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back to TechPath. Let's get into Binance. Before we get started, though, I want to thank our sponsor, and that is Social Good. If you are looking for an app, and this is mostly international, there's got a lot of use case scenario of getting crypto back on everyday shopping. They have a great app that is, of course, going to get you into a lot of different retailers that are engaged in the app itself. It rewards you back in crypto itself, so it's an e-commerce shop mostly for online shopping out there. Of course, if you just go to socialgood.inc, you'll be able to find out a lot more about what they're doing over there. 3 steps to shop practically free. 1 is buy what you like with fiat and currency. You'll get crypto and products in exchange, and then you can withdraw your crypto out to some of these projects like Uniswap, Bitmart, Bittrex, etc. Some of these projects, though, are international, so just be aware if you are in the international zone, that's probably going to be more applicable to you depending on what you're looking to do. But we are seeing a lot more of these kinds of projects show up. And this is definitely one of those that I'm intrigued with anytime that I can get benefits for just doing what I normally do, and that is shopping. All right, let's dive in a little deeper. And that is on where Binance could be going, because this is one of the projects that a lot of people ask me about on Twitter. Again, because we cover so much of the metaverse, the gaming area, especially play to earn, many of these projects live within the Binance ecosystem. And because of that, you need BNB to transact most of the time, just like you need ETH and some of the ecosystems around ETH, unless you're using some of the bridges. But for the most part, BNB is the token. And that's really the question today. Is this the better tool, utility-wise, for the metaverse? That's going to be the thing we'll answer. Major spikes could be coming for the Binance coin, BNB, Axie Infinity, Monero, which is a privacy coin, and then 4 more altcoins. And this is all coming from Santiment. What they're saying, which I thought was kind of interesting, analytics firm, excessive shorts plus negative funding rates on exchanges are threatening bears when it comes to Binance coin, Axie, Monero, XMR, XEM, Anchor, which is a big one, Sia coin, and then Digibyte. Some of these I am and would agree with. I go back and forth on Santiment. You know, full disclosure, we kind of compete with them, not necessarily on that level, but our CPI has a lot of the same indices that we look at in terms of sentiment data, and we compare that against how these projects go, and that is one that I'm always kind of questioning for sure. Also, I want to get to a poll real quick because I think we just did one in the pre-show. All right, which one better metaverse bet? Binance coin just edging it out over ETH. And ETH, to me, is Godzilla. I mean, come on. This is interesting. ETH, 34%. Binance coming in at 30. I think, was it 38% on that poll, guys? 38%. Cool. So, reason being, now, if you have an ecosystem, you also have to have a support network. What does that support network look like? Because this is the challenge that I think Ethereum has. And that is, 1, no exchange. 2, they don't have these essentially Binance Lab type elements where they can really go out and foster growth and adoption into the smart chain, which is really kind of the tool set here. Additionally, you can see things obviously right here, which is their Visa card. Binance has a Visa card. You probably didn't know that. If you're in the United States, sorry guys, it's not available for you. I'm in the same position. I can't get to this one. It is a Binance.com offer. There is listen to this. I love this too because it's got 0 fees, hold crypto in exchange only when you need to. So then you would use it, and that's probably going to be operating on your BNB. Up to 8% cash back for all your purchases. There are some caveats to that. I will explain that here in a second, just so you're aware. The card levels to get to that 8% right here, you've got to be holding 600 BNBs. So that's about, I think, $280,000. That's a little bit of a jump there. But listen, you probably could come in, if you're international right now, you could probably get in on this 10 BNBs. That's 4K. And there's a 3% cash back right there. So that's kind of interesting to me. Any kind of those cashback reward systems that we can see in the crypto aspect, especially around a token that's always on the up. Good, good, good. They do have a VIP exclusive benefits for dual investment. So again, this is where you get into some of these super whales. For them to be showing this tells me a lot of their customer base internationally is really moving into Binance in a big way. I mean, look at these. This is starting at 1 million USDT, up to 1% on additional interest, 1%, 2 here, 3. This is great stuff. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we need here on Binance.us. Guys, we need you to come over and start doing that. Also, the other thing that is doing something that is very positive for the ecosystem is they're destroying $700 million worth of BNB with their new auto burn model. Anytime you see tokens being burned, it means it is really maintaining the ecosystem and the tokenomics of the system itself. So they've got this announcement was just right here on this week on the 17th. They destroyed a total of 1.68 billion worth, roughly 745 million at today's prices. The exchange reiterated its commitments to completely eliminate 100 million BNB. So this is a big thing. This represents 50% of the total supply from circulation over these quarterly burns. That to me starts to drive the valuation of this token up. And when you look at these kind of dive-ins like this, these kinds of scenarios are really, really interesting to me, especially around their auto burn mechanism. Just so you understand it, the auto burn model is it's for its 18th quarterly burn. New system calculates the number of tokens to be destroyed using a formula based on the number of blocks created by the smart chain. And remember, there's a lot of new projects coming on to the smart chain, and I feel like this helps kind of offset the growth of what's happening within that ecosystem. And a lot of it is in the play to earn space, obviously in the gaming and metaverse component side, which we continue to see. So big stuff there. Kudos to what they're continuing to do. Remember, as we dive into these things, the one thing that we do and recommend for everybody, these are market movers, and market movers are pretty straightforward. We get into these kinds of research components. We'll also provide you some sentiment data and some deep dive on some of these projects to give you some forecasting, but it is not financial advice. It's really designed to help you guys from a research standpoint and an education standpoint alone. Moving on here with Binance is going into their fan tokens. This one to me is just another reason that we start to see big adoption. Big adoption meaning the fact that this is a global aspect of what could be moving. Now remember, Binance still the leading global exchange. Still, I think they're ranked number 1 on CoinMarketCap still as both by rating but also by daily volume. And when you start to see this kind of explosion into fan tokens, even though we are seeing some fan token pushback in Europe in terms of being able to market with crypto, but fan tokens are very important because it starts to create these club elements, these social elements that really can kind of advance on where they're going. So lots to do here. You can go in on their launch pad, you can buy using a bank card, or you can also go on spot in the marketplace for their fan shop. So again, just more juice. Here's their staking that's dedicated to all of their staking income opportunities. You can kind of look at the different lock staking opportunities that are there within it. There's Cello. We've had Cello on the show here. You should check out that interview. We should probably revisit that project too, because Cello has had some interesting news of late. But the point being is that within these kinds of scenarios, there's your lock staking. Here we'll go into the DeFi, into BNB, USDT, etc. And I think this is where, again, you get into exchanges that are doing a really good job at kind of flowing out into this with, one, giving you more benefits within the ecosystem or within the exchange itself. And that's something that I've seen with things, other projects out there, other exchanges out there who are trying to move into that direction. So kudos to them, because I think that's, it needs to become kind of a one-stop shop, I think, in the future, especially from an exchange standpoint, whether it's Coinbase, FTX, Binance, all the big ones. I do, and Crypto.com too. I think those all need a lot more use case scenarios rather than having their users running around Web3 trying to do things, stake, do all sorts of tools on exchanges, buying NFTs, playing on play to earn, being able to exchange tokens, all those kind of things that we typically have to really chase down and jump through a lot of hoops. The other thing that I kind of like about this is they really foster the growth of the ecosystem as well. So here's how to get started with the Binance code. And again, main takeaway, they talk about how it facilitates quick crypto transfers, trading used on secure codes. They can integrate with the Binance Code API, expand their services to include crypto payments, trading, rewards programs. This to me is probably one of the hidden gems inside Binance of what it might mean for the general population of business and e-commerce starting to integrate in crypto as we see it in the future. BNB could be one of those projects that really accelerates into the limelight as one of the feature coins and tokens that we'll be watching in the future. Look at this tweet right here. 7.1 million followers. They're going after basically, hey, if each one of us could onboard a new person in crypto this weekend, that would do a lot to crypto in the sense of just overall volume. I think that would continue to be pretty impressive there. Make sure, as a reminder, put your comments in the side chat, because that's one of the ways we'll try to get feedbacks over there. Make sure also you should like the video if you like what you see here. And if you like the ongoing research and some of the deep dives that we do, make sure and just hit the like button. That helps us on understanding the algorithm and really kind of accelerating our content out there to people who really need to understand and educate themselves on blockchain. Blockchain is, and Web3 is the future of where our society is going in terms of technology. I've been in tech for 25 years. I've seen this happen once or twice before. The evolution of social media and really the creation of the internet. Both of those times I was working in tech at that time, and I just feel so fortunate now to be reporting on tech like this at the explosion mecca of what I think is about to happen in Web3. And I think this is one of the companies that's going to lead the way. Binance NFT is building the #1 gaming metaverse right here. This really starts to show what this potentially means for Binance. I want to zoom in on this because there's some very interesting data points here. 1 million gaming NFTs in supply, 60 gaming projects, NFT drops, and 130 million in trading volume. Highest price sold for a gaming NFT, 1.9 million, 4,000 BNB. Over 1.3 on NFTs since 1.3 million since launch. Collaborated with over 800 global creators. That's big. And they're only getting started. So to me, when you have a framework and you have a scenario happening within the market of cryptocurrency in general, and when I say a framework, meaning adoption, acceptance, and also the aspect of major investment and or industry starting to move its way in here, just like what we saw with Microsoft this week with Blizzard and their acquisition there and what they're trying to do in play to earn. All of that is pointing in the right direction, which is adoption. And adoption needs frameworks to be able to, and these ecosystems to be able to grow, and especially around all the capacity of what Binance is trying to do. So I'm continually impressed with what BNB is up to. Last point here, this was just fun, and that is building their Binance US, building an office in the Solana Metaverse. Again, just one of those things that kind of is a dig back to the whole decentralized idea, but it just shows you that CZ, their CEO, is, he's got a sense of humor, but even more so, he talks the talk, he walks the walk. He is after a decentralized process for the financial system. And I think that's one of the things that continues to concern maybe regulators globally, but also the financial oligarch, the people who have been in power for the last 30 years, the last 40 years. This really changes the dynamic. A lot of these new, if you look at the top 10 billionaires in growth, we're seeing more and more crypto billionaires coming in, including CZ, the CEO of Binance, is the #1 out there. I think he's almost over 100 billion now. Just as a reminder, before we get to the chart here on the Binance coin, jump into the Diamond Circle. It's real simple. Some of you are not sure how to use this, so I just want to make sure it's pretty simple to use. If you've landed on the Diamond Circle, you probably got an email that says, hey, welcome in. you're always going to have this to join. But if you've already joined, all you have to do is click the login button up here in the top right, and it's going to pop this screen up right here that's just going to ask you for your login. And if you used your email, and you can do that, we'll use mine, and I'll already logged in, I'll hit submit. Once that I'm in, now it's going to already recognize that now I'm in the diamond circle. Now I can go in and enter the diamond circle and start to dive into some of the data and updates that we're doing. So you'll get a chance to see our little video. Here's a token analysis. Here's a stablecoin analysis. Here was a helium analysis we just did. And it breaks down helium. This is just some of the stuff you get, along with even past data. In some cases, we'll be giving you additional analysis from the CPI. So you're already in. That's it. You're in. You're going to be in here. You're going to get notices that every time we drop something right here in the diamond circle, you're going to get access to all of these different things. So here was a Gala Games project outline. This one is a full download. So you can just go right here, hit the download. You're going to get that cool PDF that we spent so much time working on just to show you. All this is free to you guys. Project analysis. Right here, we go into a full array, and that's all of our research, and we do that, again, because we're trying to help you guys move to the next level in cryptocurrency and blockchain and really understand what's happening. So the more data, more information we can provide you for free, the better. The other thing that you'll notice is this right here, and that is our Crypto Power Index. And this is pretty straightforward. Click the link right there at top. Whether you're logged in or not, you'll be able to get to this sentiment data and look at about the last 16 weeks of data here. So here's overall Bitcoin, ETH, hover over each one of those, altcoin. There's Metaverse and gaming. We're tracking right around 8,000 different projects right now. We're trying to continue to improve on that, but there's so many projects coming to the platform, especially Binance, coming to the platforms. All right, that's how you get to it. We are going to be offering a new service on the CPI that's going to get you into even deeper analysis around that, and it will help you with understanding where some of these projects are going, but better and more importantly, it'll start to help you identify some of them, without you having to watch the YouTube videos all the time. So let's take a look at Binance and just the historical scenario we've seen here, all the way back here to December 4th. Sentiment a little bit separated right here, did not perform well. Then we pulled another one right here on December 15th. Sentiment was a little tighter, and we saw a little bit of an upward trend right here and movement. And then the last one, prior to what we're on now, was pulled on January 10th. And that one was the one where we saw the first flip on Binance. So this is what makes me look to a bullish indicator for BNB. Anytime I start to see flips happening, again, remember flips are when amplification starts to overperform what we're seeing in overall sentiment. And this, of course, tracked right up under. We missed a little bit here, shooting a little higher in what our indice was pointing to, but definitely on point. And then, of course, you've got the scenario right here, which is where we've pulled this last one, which was just this week. And sentiment is holding at 73.83 and a 71. Now, it's separating a little bit. This tells me we'll start to see a little bit of a flattening of that. And right now, I think we're going to stay in this zone, but it does have a little bit of an upward trend. We'll watch this closely, reapply the sentiment data as we get more action in the market. We need this kind of action and volume to really pull data when you see that kind of movement right there, which is the other thing you need to watch for as you're continuing to do these kind of projects. I think this is one of those that a lot of people miss, is this kind of stuff right here, the volume as it starts to really move in there. Another thing too that I use is an indicator over here called Market Cipher. And Market Cipher is an indice that runs on the Pine script that basically tracks a lot of things around, everything from trading volumes, moving averages, all those kind of things. The traditional TA crowd, I always double check against that because in many cases we'll pick up these dips. So let me show you something here on Market Cipher and what happened with our sentiment. So right here is that red section. I want to kind of highlight it. It's right here. This is money flow going out. Whenever that starts to occur, follow that sentiment right there. Literally, if you hover on that line, you'll start to see this downward trend that I want to show you right here. We were identifying that downward trend right as it was happening right there. So you can kind of see how our data is mapping against what we're seeing on money flow. And this is the thing I talk about more than anything, is price action is directed by sentiment. And I just believe this without a doubt. I've seen it so much in the financial markets. I've seen it in Fortune 500 brands that we've used this index before with to determine trends. And be able to apply this to crypto has been just, a very interesting study on consumer science and also computer science around things like this, which are everything from neural nets to natural language processing, which is what some of the tools we use. Getting into sweaty nerd stuff, we'll get into the questions because I know there's a lot. So we'll try to dive into those again. And again, thanks for tuning in today because we appreciate you guys sticking around. If you were on the first live stream, man, great job. You guys are killing it, hanging out with some coffee. We got a poll coming in. It's looking juicy. Let's see what we've got. All right, well, there you go. Which have you utilized more? ETH, of course. The cost is just there, the gas, and then the smart chain. People, you guys are smart. I like the fact that we have an audience that is so savvy in the crypto sphere that they understand what the Binance Smart Chain means to the metaverse and play to earn gaming. And really, I think to a lot of ecosystems that are going to be on the verge of launching, because we're going to see more and more of that happening very, very soon. All right, let's get to some of it. All right, Anki Gupta, how much of a dip can we set for BNB in the in peak bear market? That's a hard one because now you're looking at a lot of factors that play into this, and most of it will play into how far does Bitcoin correct and whether or not play to earn and metaverse gets mature. And what I mean by that is if you get a major player like Meta, Microsoft, someone like that that really starts to put the hammer down and do some releases in the metaverse and or play to earn, the bear market will become less and less apparent to that ecosystem because it won't be predominantly based on crypto. It'll be based on crypto as a payment mechanism, but adoption around gaming, metaverse, economy, e-commerce, and all the tool sets, completely separating the market. And that's why Binance is a very interesting project because of the fact that it's so closely related to that versus where something like ETH is not. All right. Shalisa Mude, what's better strategy, lend versus stake? Lend versus stake. I always like staking over that. It's just, it's the easier process. Sometimes I'm a little bit lazy. And even some cases I'll miss staking when I should be staking. My guys are always on top of me about that. You need to be staking more Axie all the time. But I understand that. Anyway, David Michael, do you think we're in a bear market? Great show. We appreciate that. I don't know that the indices that we're watching, the sentiment that we're tracking, and the constant movement in the space does not indicate bear market yet. Now, let me kind of show something to you here on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, and again, this is why we do this sentiment analysis right here on the front of our website, and to get to this, just click on that crypto power index, or excuse me, the crypto index. Let's jump to that screen there, JP, if you can get to it right there. All right, so right there, you just click on that. If you land on the home page, just click on the crypto index. You'll see this. This is live. You're going to get data every Monday. We drop it in. So what I want you to is the red line, which is Bitcoin. So back here on October 4th, we were at a 75 overall on Bitcoin, and it starts to trend down. So here's the only thing that made me rethink bear market, because I was concerned right here on January 3rd, where Bitcoin had hit another all-time low that we had actually entered in a zone. It recovered in a very interesting way, but sentiment actually outperformed. It actually was right back up here to what we had been reporting back at the end of November. Remember what happened in November? We had an all-time high. So that still gives me faith that we could see. Now, the next one will be the next week data point, which is coming on Monday. This chart will move. And if that goes down, I don't anticipate that it will, based on what we're seeing in the market, we could continue to see a little bit of a rise here. So be on the lookout for all that stuff. All right. So to answer your question, no, I don't think we're there yet. hold on tight. Hey, Paul, which one is better, Sin or Sin? I'm going with SYN on Sin Cities. Super chat, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. H&T, thoughts on H&T? We love Helium. Helium is a great project. We've had their CEO and co-founder on the show here twice. Check out the video. You're going to learn a lot about what Frank is doing. Very cool stuff. I'm still waiting for a miner, by the way. I want a Helium miner. Frank, if you're watching this right now, we have already exchanged. I want that new model of the Helium miner. Check out the video. You guys will find out what Helium is about if we're talking over you. So let's see here. Anthony, do you see BNB going up north of 1,500 this year? Listen, if that goes to 1,500, that will be the story of the year. That will be the Ethereum of 2022 versus Ethereum last year when Ethereum hit its all-time high closing in on 5K. So if it goes to that level, pretty impressive. I'm holding BNB, and I don't think I'm going to be selling it. I'm trying to figure out more ways to acquire it. So just continue to go on there. Major Snuffy, you're back in the chat, man. You guys you're in here every day. Good, thank you so much. BNB has a long-term hold. Will only go up. Total crypto market goes up. Agree with you. Also, BNB seems to recover faster when we do see dips with both Ethereum and Bitcoin. Watch their track and you'll see what I'm talking about. We probably should put a BNB tracker on the CPI because we have it, and being able to go back and look at that historical is kind of cool. All right, which layer do you think will have better Metaverse? Ooh, I still think, well, layer 1 I think is really going to be there as we continue to see more evolve. And again, to layer 1 protocols, I'm still there. Yeah, I like those. Oh, but that's a tough one. Let me think about that one a little deeper because there's some good stuff happening in layer 2. So good stuff there. Is BNB a multi-year hold? Listen, I don't know that any crypto other than Bitcoin right now is a multi-year hold for me. I look at a lot of projects. I'm in them for a long time. I'm in short. I do swing trades. I'm doing all kinds of different strategies around this. It's like a market to me. It's like anything else that you would find, whether it's on the stock exchange or anything else. I just treat it differently with crypto in the sense that projects, it's kind of like, well, it is the internet of 1995 through 2000. The evolution of what we saw in the dot-bomb era was there was just so much competition that was replacing one company after another. And before you knew it, who was the alpha in the room? And it's the old statement I always say, nobody cares about your struggles. They wait at the finish line and they pick the winners. It's the same thing in crypto. Watch the projects, look for the ones that are starting to pull away, Binance being one of them, and then bet in those, all right? So get on it. Solana and ADA, the better bet. I don't know. Two different kind of projects, completely different scenarios. Solana versus play to earn, more innovation in Binance than there is in Solana right now. I know a lot of people would argue that, but that's just my opinion. Ethereum too expensive? Yeah, I agree, Jason, just a little pricey. My problem, BNB is centralized. Agreed, we understand that. If it goes under scrutiny, yes, the token will suffer like XRP. I don't think that's going to be the case because you have to remember that CZ is really factoring in a global presence rather than one around the US. And that is the big difference here, big difference. BNB should be the same price as ETH. I would agree that we should see a better price. I don't know if it should be $4,000, but hey. High gas fees. Yeah, that's for sure going to happen. ETH feels safer. Maybe. But as every day that BNB gets stronger and more users get on that ecosystem and international continues to grow, I would argue that. Anthony Griffins, I think Solana is ahead of the game. Solana is a good one. It is a good one. But I always look at it in the sense of capacity and the ability to handle pressure. And when I say pressure, pressure on the system in terms of transaction, speeds, volumes, and all those kind of things that happen with chains and projects like Solana that are in the early stages. Big different game. What is going to be the one to watch for music in the metaverse? Go to Audius, check that one out. That one is the one we're betting on. There are some others out there, though, that are tracking and we are watching them. So just, but Audius is one I like. Thanks for the super chat. Thoughts on Phantom? Price target for this year. I think it's going to slip a little bit in February. It may recover. I I don't know. It's back to the whole thing, sell and may go away kind of thing. I think we're nearing that. Of course, we'll see the Fed start to restructure in March for the, the issue on interest rates, which could affect the overall market. And Phantom, I think, would be affected by that. I am looking to exit Phantom probably mid-February, not for a long period of time, but to do the trade that I wanted, which was a 90-day trade. Get in, make that 90-day trade, and then move on. Super Bowl on more. I think it probably will, because we'll probably see a Crypto.com ad and many others that will be going in this direction. And you've seen what's happening over at the UFC. I mean, gosh, they've got more Crypto.com, T-shirts than they have fighters, I think. Metaverse bet, Matic having quite something in competition coming up. Roll-ups are scaling. Yes, liking Matic. We've had Polygon on the show. In fact, their head of Metaverse and NFTs was on our show. Check out the video. He talks a lot about their roadmap and what they're trying to do, so very good stuff. All right, lots of questions coming in. Guys, we can't get to them all, but we will continue to stream here every day we can around 3 o'clock. We're trying to go to a 2-day or a 2-time-a-day live stream. If you think that's a good idea, just drop us some notes. Yeah, yes, I like it. Or no, send me more in my feed. Whichever way works for you guys. If you're on the podcast right now, make sure and jump over here to the YouTube channel. It's the #1 place to get all these kind of data points, along with you get to respond in real time with us. So that's the cool part. And again, if you want to reach me, it's on Twitter @Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.